What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameTime Podcast. We are back with another segment for you guys today. This is actually our 25th episode, by the way. So that stuff we recorded on Sunday, Darrell, along with today, it would coincide as our 25th episode of the GameTime Podcast. Because I went together and put the playlist together for our viewers at home. But yeah, 25th episode. So in this episode, we are previewing week 4 of the NFL. Darrell, we've got a decent schedule. College football, I think, is the better schedule when looking at both. I would say college football is going to be the more eventful week, but I am excited nonetheless about what we've got going on in week 4 of the NFL. But I'm going to give it to you first. Where do you want to start? What are you looking forward to the most?
Hey, why not start with the, in my mind, the surprise team of the NFL season? Indianapolis Colts against the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
You know, we're here in Indianapolis, and a lot of communication coming back to us about, hey, where we at on the Colts? Where are we talking about the Colts? Colts are 3-0.
Yeah.
They head out west to take on the Los Angeles Rams. If I remember right, in our predictions, I think both of us predicted the Colts to lose this game.
I did say they would lose.
But I will say this. Can I change my mind? I'm starting to become a believer in Danny Dimes, a.k.a. the Dan Man, or whatever you want to call him. Right. Indiana Jones. They're playing well, no turnovers, and 1 punt through 3 games. Rams are coming off of a heartbreaking defeat, 2 blocked field goal attempts. Maybe they're still licking their wounds from last week. I'll take the Colts. Give me the Colts, man. I'm ready for the Colts.
I think it's going to be a close game. Colts get the win. It's definitely – there's going to be a lot of conversations to be had about Indianapolis for sure, because this is a big game. You know, I think the other thing I've seen is like, the Colts ain't played nobody. Colts haven't played nobody. So this is their biggest test. I don't disagree. So we'll see how this game goes. It's going to be a tough one for sure. Obviously, one of the games I'm looking at this week is Packers and Cowboys. That's going to be a big one. Micah comes back to Dallas. Jerry Jones said no tribute video, so tempers are going to be hot. I'm excited for it. It should be a good one. I hope the Cowboys lose because I want a good draft pick, so I am rooting for the Packers. If they win, great, but if they lose, even better. So
let me ask this question. What has that guy done to deserve a tribute video?
All I said is that he's not getting one. I didn't say he deserved one.
I'm just saying that if someone's mad about a guy who's basically a sack guy.
He wasn't even there that long.
For 4 years.
Yeah, he was.
What are you going to tribute him to? Mediocrity?
I don't know.
They've been mediocre the last 4 years. But you're right. Somebody's going to be PO'd because Jimmy Jones is not Jimmy Jones. Yeah, Jerry Jones. I'm thinking Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones. Jimmy Jones. Jerry Jones is not giving a tribute video to this guy.
Yeah.
Get over it, man. Everybody doesn't get a trophy. At some point, people got to stop worrying about getting a trophy. You're not getting a trophy. Keep it moving.
I agree. I think the Packers win, though. I think Packers win this pretty handedly, but I think it'll be a game a lot of people are excited to watch. You also got Ravens and Chiefs, but this is in the 425 slot.
Yeah.
It will come out of this game 1-3 on the season, Darrell.
I think the Ravens are a better team. It shouldn't be them. But with that said, they're definitely overmatched from the coaching perspective. So I'm calling it a toss-up. Baltimore is given 2.5 points to Kansas City. They're at Kansas City, right? They're giving their favorite on the road, but 2.5 points. So basically, that's pretty much a pick'em game. That's a pick'em game. And then in any pick'em game, always look at talent and coaching. Yeah. It's NFL talent, so they both got immense talent. Mm-hmm. Now you look at coaching. From my perspective, I give the edge to the Chiefs because they definitely got the better coach for sure.
I'm going to pick the Chiefs because I picked the Ravens to win Monday night, and they didn't. It was an interesting game, but the Lions, I give the Lions props. I'm not putting them in Super Bowl contenders quite yet, but
we do a lot of.
They look darn good.
But I remember at the beginning of the year, someone told me all these coaches leaving Detroit. There's no way.
Ramon is not here.
And no, listen, not about Ramon. This is other people. This is
Ramon said it too, and I kind of agreed with them.
And I'm telling you, players win games.
Yeah.
You've never seen a jockey finish a horse race first. If he doesn't have the horses, he isn't going to win. So Detroit still has the horses.
Yeah.
They got the ingenuity. And here's the biggest thing for me. The main coach didn't leave, and that's the head coach.
Yep.
They've taken on Dan Campbell's personality, his mystique, his energy. He didn't leave. And like I said, at worst case, I would see them at about 11-6, 12-5. Because of the fact, yes, the competition getting tighter, but them losing an OC and DC, they didn't lose those players on that, but they were playing for that OC and DC.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still liking the Lions a lot.
I like the Lions. I like them right now. I got to keep seeing what I'm seeing, but I think it may be time to put them back in that contenders tier. Speaking of my contenders tier,
they've been a contender. They never left being a contender. Stop saying that.
Speaking of my contenders tier in the NFC, we've got two of them going at it this week. The Buccaneers taking on the Eagles this week. Is that in Tampa Bay? It is in Tampa Bay.
Raymond James Stadium.
Give me Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers to win this game. Give me the Bucs.
NFL, man. This is the NFL.
I put money on the Bucs right now.
Talent is tight, man. Philly is -3.5 on the road. This usually home teams get 3 points. So we're talking about pretty much an even game for the most part. Tampa Bay came off of a big win last week. Eagles came off of a big win last week as well. Temperature is going to be about 88 degrees in Tampa. That may bother the Philadelphia players somewhat, potentially. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and ride with Jalen, man. Jalen came through last week in the second half when the ball was put in his hands, and he needed to make plays, and he did that. Not just with his legs. He made touchdown passes on the money. No reason to think that Jalen Hurts is not going to continue with his superb play at the quarterback position this week. It's going to be a barn burner. I'm calling 31-34. Give me the Eagles.
Nah, I got the Bucs. Eagles are a -3.5 favorite to win this game. But I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of criticism about the Eagles. I forgot who I saw it from on Twitter. It's somebody in the media. I don't remember. They said the Eagles, or it was a former player. They were like, the Eagles are the most boring team in the NFL right now to watch.
That's boring. That's a boring take. It's about winning. Listen, this isn't college football 20 years ago. This is win or lose. Guys are losing jobs for winning and losing, not because how ugly it looks. I don't care how ugly it looks. On the field, at the end of the game, do you have the most points? If the answer is yes, you had a great game. The Eagles have leveraged their skill set more than any team in the NFL. Yeah. People are still mad about the tush push. Get over it. Be mad if you got other 31 teams can do it. If you choose not to do it, that means you're just not very successful at it. It's not illegal. It's within the rules. So we talk about false starts, right? I'm getting on my high horse. If you slow down super slow-mo every play, I promise you see more false start than just the tush push. So get off that high heart. Look at this super duper slow-mo of the right guard going a half a tick early. You can't see that with your naked eye. You can't see it. So if you're not going to slow down every play, don't slow down the tush push. Don't do it.
It's going to
be mad at the Philadelphia Eagles. Keep on moving.
Yeah, it's going to get banned. Jalen. That's unfortunate, but it's probably going to get banned.
Well, of course it's going to get banned because you know why? Because people are whining and crying. This is not fair. Yeah, okay, got it.
The GameTime Podcast is sponsored by Matt Gaddis at State Farm. Whether it's your car, home, or renter's insurance, Mac's got you covered with fast, reliable service and a personal touch that you can trust. His info is on screen right now, so reach out today and see why so many people rely on Matt Gaddis. Big thanks to Mac for supporting the GameTime Podcast. We'll see what happens. I do like the Buccaneers. I'm pretty confident that the Buccaneers will get this game. I want to look. I don't want to keep doing the same preview recap. I did say I want to spice it up a little bit. So Darrell, I want to take our attention to the standings. How do the standings look right now? And I want to show you the NFC North. Packers 2-1, Vikings 2-1, Lions 2-1, Bears 1-2.
Yep.
What is your overall feeling about this? Because for me right now, I have a little more confident in Chicago heading into this week. They play the Raiders. Raiders don't look as good as I thought. I thought the Raiders would be. I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge the Raiders right now. I think this is a winnable game for the Bears. I think the Bears should be the favorites to win this game. And the Vikings, I mean, if J.J. McCarthy's in the game, I think the Vikings are not going to be 2-1 for much longer, or 3-1 or 4-1. I think the Vikings will be the worst team out of this division unless the Bears continue to only be one drive wonders. They weren't that wasn't the case against Dallas last week. But obviously, it's probably between Detroit and Green Bay. I think Green Bay, once again, I don't know really yet how to feel about Jordan Love, and Ramon kind of agreed with me. There's just something missing from Jordan Love, I feel like, for me, when it comes to like what puts him in that slot with some of those upper echelon guys. I feel like he can be there, but he's just not there, and that's what kind of hesitates me. Like Goff isn't there, right? But Goff has the talent around him, and I've seen Goff get to an NFC championship. I haven't seen Jordan Love get there yet. I've seen him win a wild card.
In the league as long either. You got.
No, I know. I'm just
the relative look, right?
I'm just saying. I know he has the talent, but what is he missing? That's how I feel about Jordan Love at the moment. So so I feel like the NFC North for me, it's still very wide open. Like as much as I really like the Packers this year, they've also in these first 3 weeks have shown me some stuff where it's like, okay, I don't know if you're going to handedly win this division quite yet. I think the NFC North is still very wide open. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it's wide open. I still think Detroit's the class of that division. I think they're gonna win by at least 2 games going away. Okay. I've said it in the beginning. I felt that they were a better team than Green Bay, even though Green Bay beat them in the first game of the season. Got it. No ifs, ands, but the season doesn't end after 1 game. It ends after 17. I think after 17 games, the Detroit Lions will have at least a 2-game stretch over their next closest opponent, which will be Green Bay. I think it's lining up the way we had talked about. I think that the Bears and the Vikings are going to fight for the bottom, because I think with Minnesota and that basically rookie quarterback coming into play, I think that's going to be some challenges down the stretch. Yeah. Then with Chicago, it looks as though they may have gained a little bit of their footing last week, but it was against Dallas. So let's not get too far excited about that.
That's true.
So that's true. I don't think any differently about this division that I thought about 4 weeks ago. I said Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Chicago. That's what I said. And I've seen nothing to tell me anything different right now.
Yeah.
I'm an absolute believer in Detroit. And I don't subscribe to the narrative of you lost an OC and a DC and all of a sudden everything's gonna go to crap. You don't know what goes on in that team, right? So I think that Dan Campbell's the kind of guy who has his hands in everything. Yeah. So losing an OC or a DC may not be as impactful for a team like Detroit than it would be maybe for a coach who's just basically a figurehead, right? Who's letting offense and defense do whatever they need to do. I just think Dan Campbell is involved in everything.
That's fair. That's fair for sure. Chicago, where do you see them at the end of the season, wins and loss wise?
About 8 wins.
Okay.
I think they're going to get better under Johnson. I think he kind of hit a little bit of mojo. Granted, against Dallas again, like I said, but you got a young quarterback who had a lot of confidence in that game in the second half, which was very impressive. It has to continue, but I'm encouraged by his body language and his energy from last week, even though it was just against the Cowboys. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but I again from that conference, from that division, though, I still think they're going to be 4th out of 4, but that doesn't mean 4th out of 4 at 4-13.
Chicago?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, you think Minnesota will be 3rd?
Yeah. I mean, maybe a game better. I mean, they're very close. They're very close. Minnesota has a lot of talent as well.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fighting for the bottom, but I think maybe one team maybe 7-10, and the other team maybe 8-9, or one team 8-9, other team 9-8, something like that.
Yeah.
Something really close. I don't think they're blank can teams. I think they're viable teams, but somebody's got to be for.
Yeah, that's true. NFC West, right? Niners 3-0, Rams 2-1, Cardinals 2-1, Seahawks 2-1.
It's mumbled up, man. We had after 3 games, we had San Francisco at 3-0. They're 3-0. They've got injuries. Over these next, 3 or 4 games will tell a lot of tales, especially losing Bosa. You've got your quarterback out, right?
Cardinals and Seahawks play each other this week, so that'll be telling. And then,
I think Seahawks and Cardinals are very close. I think they're very close teams.
I think the Seahawks win.
To me, this division is probably the closest division in the NFC to me.
That's fair. Yeah.
To me, But again, San Francisco still got a great schedule. It looks a little bit more daunting now that you got your quarterback out, Bosa's out, and I'm telling you now, come week 10, if they're running McCaffrey like they're doing now,
you won't see.
You're going to be looking at Brian Robinson Jr. like hell of a lot more weeks 10 through 17.
There's no way I think right now with the way it's shaping up, I think the Rams win the division. And right now I've got the Rams in playoff team tier, which is tier 2. I've got them there. I'm not going to say Super Bowl yet. They look really good, but I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender. Not yet. I think they'll make the playoffs. Right now, in my head, they would make the playoffs. We'll see what happens. I think the NFC West, there's an opportunity for Seattle, depending on what happens with San Francisco.
They scored the most points in the division so far. They've scored 88 points. The next closest team is the Rams at 73. So Seattle's going to hang 30 on you, is basically what they're telling you.
Seattle's pretty good. Yeah. And I didn't know how to gauge Darnold because I thought it was really because he was just in Minnesota. He's next to the best receiver in football, but he's playing really good. But you know what? Jackson Smith and Jabba is really good. I don't know how to gauge him amongst the top receivers in the league, but he may be right outside the top 10.
When you lose your lead receiver, you
got Lockett.
You lose Lockett and you lose DK Metcalf. He didn't have a choice. And
you got Kupp there too.
Right. And that's fine. But Kupp, he's
I know.
He's on the back end of what he was doing in LA. But Njigma has no choice to be great.
Yeah.
All the challenge is taken away from him.
Yep.
So he's got to step up and catch the ball. The guy's got great DNA. He comes from Ohio State University, where wide receiver what a lot of people say, right? I still think it's LSU, but the point being is he's a hell of a player. And the expectation for him is to play like he's playing. So anybody who says they're surprised, well, that's fine, but he should be playing this way because he's a very good player. The only challenge for him is now who's going to be that strong second receiver to take some pressure off him in the second half of the season.
Yeah. I've got the Seahawks in tier 4, which is my I don't know tier because we're 3 weeks in. They're 2-1, not bad. The win against the Steelers made me go, okay. Because I think that was a game you and Ramon both thought they were going to lose. Maybe not Ramon, because Ramon wasn't here when we previewed it, but I think you had the Steelers.
I think I had them losing to the Steelers.
Yeah, and I think I had them winning. I don't remember, but I was pretty impressed that they won that game. It was a close game. Both teams were scoring, and they were able to battle out and get that win, especially because there was a stretch in that game where Seattle had a couple drives that just kind of stalled out and they had to put the ball. And I really thought the Steelers were going to capitalize, and they just never did. Looking at the other standings, you got the Eagles at 3-0, Commanders 2-1, Dallas 1-2, the Giants are 0-3, which leads me to the other topic of the week, Jackson Dart getting the start in New York. Ramon kind of predicted this a little earlier than when it was announced, so props to Ramon there, but Jackson Dart gets the start. They play the Chargers this week in New York. We'll see how it goes.
Well, from my perspective is this, right? Brian Dable trying to save his damn job, okay? He's seen enough of Russell Wilson. He didn't have a choice to go to Jackson Dart. It wasn't like Russell Wilson's playing mid and then he gets pulled like Justin did last year with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Justin was 5-2 as a starter. Man, you saw what this guy's playing in New York. Wilson, man, he looks. You talking about washed? He looks physically and mentally washed to me. So it was an easy call, and Brian Dable trying to save his job. This is his Hail Mary. The New York fans were booing Wilson when he came back in the game last week, when they had Jack for whatever he was doing, the one play Jackson dart, then back to Wilson. They were booing. The first question the Dable was asked after he got his butt whooped last week: what's your plan at quarterback? Everybody's going to be reviewed. Yep. All week, that's all they talked about, right? The man's desperate. He doesn't have anywhere else to turn to.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, and maybe ownership came and said, look, start the young dude. All the time, these decisions aren't always, excuse me, my face. All these guys aren't making the decision themselves. Sometimes it's that GM or either that ownership group telling you what you need to do. So good for Jackson Dart. I thought he was the second best quarterback coming out last season. He's got an opportunity to see what happens. He played in an open offense at Ole Miss. He's got DNA. He's been a winner. There you go.
We'll see what happens. It'll be a good one. Game against the Chargers. Go Chargers. Bolt up. I'm excited to watch the Chargers get another win. NFC South. Buccaneers 3-0. Panthers 1-2. Falcons 1-2. Saints 0-3. This division is all Tampa right now. 3 weeks in.
Exactly like I thought it would. I felt like Tampa was going to run away with the division. I felt like between Atlanta and Carolina, I picked Atlanta to be second, Carolina to be third, and I said New Orleans may not win 3 games. I think they were number 31 for me. So it's lined up right now as I would think. Now remember, Carolina just beat the snot out of Atlanta last week. So if that type of play holds true, maybe it's Tampa, Carolina, Atlanta, and the Saints. Because I just don't see the Saints winning 3 games this year.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for them. I mean, I'd be surprised I mean, if they win a game, it's going to be like the last week of the season. They're sitting the starters.
It's the NFL. And you know, every dog has a day. Look what the Giants did with Dallas. They put, Russell Wilson was, I think, player of the week in that conference. And then the next week he gets benched. So
thanks for the reminder.
Everybody can have a great game, right? So you just never know. That's why I said, New Orleans 3 wins, maybe 4 wins, but they've got problems at quarterback. They got problems at depth. Is the coach that guy? Is that the coach they want, that they really want? There's a lot going on there. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
It's New Orleans, man. You figure with all that voodoo down there, they'd have at least a win by now.
I told you, man. It's all up here in Indy right now. It's all up here in Indiana.
But New Orleans is famous for voodoo. They got, there's a lot you can do down in New Orleans.
Clearly we got some of it. I don't know how, but clearly some of it traveled over here to Indiana.
Friends, family of the GameTime Podcast, do me a quick favor. All right, reach out and get your T-shirts. If you look to the right of me or the left of me, you'll see both of my colleagues have these beautiful GameTime T-shirts.
Yeah, man, check it out. You see it right here, the logo that you see on the pod.
What you don't see is me with one, because they forgot to give me mine. So you go get yours before I get mine, all right? Because you're closer to the family than I am, because they left me out. I love those two, like cooked food, but they left me out. But you know what? They won't leave you out. Contact Isaiah, contact God. You can even contact me, and maybe we'll get ours together at the same time. All right?
We might.
Get in touch with us for details. We'll take care of you.
Absolutely. Rock the Game Time.
GameTime Podcast. That is right, folks. We are officially selling shirts. If you have any interest in buying them, let us know. $20 is the price for that. We're a startup selling them, so maybe Darrell will be nice. And,
maybe some flexibility. You never know. Just reach out and see. These aren't free, but hey, we have some opportunity to put our word out there. The GameTime Podcast, as we continue to grow, for sure.
It's all about support. So if you guys do want to support us, make sure you guys do let us know. Just something we're starting up, just going to see how it worked. We originally got them made for the pod, but then We had a couple people reach out to me and Darrell about maybe wanting to buy some, so we were like, you know what? Why not make an announcement video? So if you're interested, please let us know, and we will see you guys next time right here on the GameTime Podcast.